and welcome to another episode of Draw With Me, where we get together and put 10 minutes on the clock and try and draw as much as possible. Now, this challenge is a personal challenge to help you level up in your artistic skill and career, and the idea is that the more you draw under a timed limit, the faster you will go, which will then translate into your bigger projects, and you will just naturally draw faster because it's something that you do on a constant basis. Now, the challenge itself is up to you, so whether you're drawing heads, torso, full body, doesn't matter. Materials, also completely up to you. Pencils, inks, crayons, markers, whatever, completely up to you as long as you push yourself within these 10 minutes. Now, we're going to continue down the road of Black History Month with the superheroes, and we are going to be drawing Signal. Now, Signal is a new character, but there is plenty of reference, so if you don't know them, don't worry. Go ahead and hit the pause button, grab your reference and your materials, and when you are ready, come on back and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, welcome back. Since you're here, we'll go ahead and put 10 minutes on the clock, and we are going to get started in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so Signal. So I have drawn Signal before, right? Just because I randomly saw Signal at a comic book store, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. Who is that? You know, realizing that Batman had there was a new character within Batman. And I'm like, oh, this guy's pretty interesting. Like, who is it, right? And I was like, oh, okay, right. It was just one of those fleeting moments where I'm like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. Who is this? You know, and so I drew him because, well, he was different, and he was a black character within Batman. So I was like, all right, cool, let's draw this guy, right? And the funny part was, the minute I drew him, right, and everyone's like, oh, okay, and I showed it, they're like, oh man, you drew Wolverine. I was like, no, it's not Wolverine. And they're like, wait, what? All right, because he's got these bat ears, right? But they come back here, kind of wrap around, so it kind of looks like Batman. I mean, like, depending on how you want to look, like at a glance, you won't notice. They're like, wait a minute, that's Batman. I mean, that's Wolverine. It's like, no, it's not, because he's got this bat signal on his head. Right, and you're just like, oh, right, and you kind of just pick up on it as you go along. You're like, oh, wait a minute, that's actually like a bat symbol. Like, yeah. So I don't know about, like I said, I don't know much about this character, but I was like, I thought he was cool, so I went ahead and was like, let's draw this guy, right? So I don't know, but Batman has an array of characters which are just, you just take your pick, right? As far as what you wanna see, just take your pick, because he's got an array of them, and I think that's really cool, right? Like, I really appreciate the fact that there is so many characters within Batman, because it allows you to pick your favorites, and it's not ever going to be like, oh, I've ran out of perspective characters that I can choose from and stuff like that. And so I think that I don't know, I really like the fact that that's something that Batman does have, right? It's just got a lot of characters, which is just, I think that's cool, right? That's something that I personally appreciate a lot. All right, is the array of characters. Okay, so then this. Okay, so it comes in here. This is where I'm pretty sure, this is where I'm going to be hurting, is trying to make sure I get Batman's stuff together, right? To get like the symbols and stuff. That's always where I find myself struggling. But his is kind of interesting, right? It's just a modified bat symbol, and then within here it's got like that. Okay. All right, we'll do that like so. And it's weird how his kind of suit forms into whatever is happening, right? It's like, oh, there we go. Here, here, here. All right, we'll cream that. And then lastly, so from here, this comes out and does that. I think ink comes up. So, and then, okay. So then now, like so. Okay. Oh my goodness, of course. Why would it be any different? It's like, hey, guess what? What's that? You have no time. I'm like, oh. Of course not. Why would I? But we're gonna keep soldiering on, right? Let's try and make sure we can get this character done. So, I don't know. There's a lot to be said about Batman and all the people that he attracts and stuff like that. But I don't know. Batman has such an array. The one thing that I really do like about Batman is the amount, like I said already, the amount of characters that are there. There's just so many to be fascinated with, and you know, their stories, and it's just I find that really cool. Like I love a lot of characters to choose from, right? Because normally if it's like, oh well, here's this one guy and this one bad guy, and you're just like, oh okay, and that's kind of what limits you, right? When people can't attach themselves to somebody else, and it's just, oh well, nope, this is what you get. So having that many characters is always just cool. So I am forever a villains guy, right? So always and forever. Like I love the villains more so than the good guys, right? So what character do you like, right, in Batman? Since we're drawing a Batman character, we'll ask about Batman. What character do you like in Batman? So for me, as far as Batman goes, it depends, right? Like it really depends, like on who's writing which character, because like Bane has always been a fun character for me. Like I really enjoyed Bane, mostly because, you know, he rolls around in a luchador mask, and at first, you know, you saw him and it was just like, oh, he's kind of the dumb one, right? And you're just like, oh, he's just this big massive brute. And then as we've moved forward, we realize he's actually a really smart guy. And it was just like, oh, that's cool, right? Like I like that. But I mean, to be honest, I really enjoy Deathstroke. So I guess you can, you know, it's really weird as to where people fall, I guess, as far as who belongs to whom. But I really do like Deathstroke. I think he's really cool. So if I had to pick, I'd probably say Deathstroke. I'm pretty sure those who know me are like, oh yeah, of course, that makes a lot of sense. All right, there you go. There's Signal. Okay. Not necessarily a lot to do as far as color his face, so we're just, all right, we'll just, there we go, done. And yellow. So I'm going, anytime there's like that gap, we're just gonna leave that part untouched, right? Try and give like a little bit of division, going on. But pretty sure as we're looking, right, 1 minute, maybe if I hurry up, might be able to make it. Not necessarily going, oh yeah, man, I've got this, because I've got my doubts, right? I've got my doubts right now because there's so much yellow. This whole thing is yellow, right? So it's really hard to be like, oh yeah, I've got this, no problem. But we're gonna keep trying. Eight seconds. I mean, I think it's done. I'm like, I mean, there's not much else to do. Nothing else to do. I guess I'm claiming this. I'm claiming this one is done. So I hope that you were able to be successful, like I was. Like I said, I think it's done, so I'm gonna claim it. But I would love to see how far you got, right? And whether you made it or whether you didn't make it, and you could talk to me about how it worked and how it didn't. But head on over to my Discord channel, right? The link is in the description. Would love for you to join the community and to show us what exactly you're doing. And yeah, so we can cheer you on, right? Give you some pointers maybe, or just be there for you. Be like, that's really cool. We'd love for you to join us. And if you are new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and excuse me, and the bell so that you get notified anytime I drop new content. Thank you so very much, and I will see you at the next episode.